In this session, we'll be seeing the text called Vedanta Dindima. So, this text is being written by Swami Narasimha Saraswati. Happens to be some 500 years ago. And interestingly, this text is named as Vedanta Dindima. We'll be seeing. Because these two words, it consists of two words. One is Vedanta, other one is Dindima. You all are aware of the word Vedanta, still we'll be seeing. Because Vedanta means Vedasya Antavhaga iti. The end portion of Veda. In fact, so when you say Vedasya Antavhaga, Vedanta, sometimes is called as Upanishad also. Because that knowledge which takes me to myself and in the process helping me to lose few things which have been also discussed differently in different contexts. Like one of the definition comes very nicely, popularly called Vedanam Pravutti Parakatva Nibruti Parakatvam ba iti samsahe Pravutti Purvakatvam Nirasya Nibruti Parakatveneva yatra antah nirnayah krutah sa Vedantah iti. So there will be always doubt whether the Veda finally communicating, the subject matter of Veda, is it communicating to the pursuit of action, that of course which is in the form of do's and don'ts, or it talks about Nivrutti Parakatva, means withdrawal from it. How? By understanding the doer. And of course, when this doubt is being raised in mind, so one is supposed to analyze thoroughly, carefully. So having analyzed the limitations of especially actions, and finally, where it is being talked that withdrawing from actions, and that Shastra is called Vedanta. In fact, today I was thinking how to, present this word Vedanta, Shastra, in a very easy manner. This is what one incident came to mind. It's long back. So once a person was supposed to leave for overseas, and he came and asked, Swamiji, I am planning to go to overseas, and I'll be not able to keep in touch with you because of time zone and whatnot. I would like you to tell me something which I can hold on to. And it was evening hours. So what to do? I have to communicate something without spending much time. Fine. I asked, okay, fine. You do one thing, spend in this room for some time. And of course, as he was sitting, all the lights were switched off and pitch dark. The person spent some time. After spending some time, Of course, light was on. Then I met him. As usual, again he asked, Swamiji, please tell me something. I said, look, I have already communicated to you. No, I didn't understand. Will you please tell me? So I had to say, look, this is what you have to remember all the time. When light was on, did you ever notice light? Because of whose presence all the objects, including me and your body, was visible. Did you notice that? No. It's taken for granted. So that means whose presence everything was visible. You did not see that. So that means when the mind was more engaged in the Drushya Jagatam, in the seen world, the Prakasamana Tattvam, the reality, that which illumines everything, was ignored. This is the first thing I wanted to communicate to you. Okay? Now if you look at yourself, you are the Prakasamana Tattvam. So you are the reality, that which illuminates everything. But remember, when you are in overseas or anywhere, don't lose sight of yourself. While experiencing, while going through different type of experiences. Okay? Then what did you do when I switched up the light? Actually, when I switched up the light, when the light was switched off, I started looking at everything and everything. That's why it was pitch dark. I could not see anything. Okay? After that, what you did? I didn't have any other choice other than closing my eyes. After that, after closing the eyes, mind started, getting into so many things. Oh, I cannot be here. I have to leave. Neither I will be able to meet Swamiji. Oh, I have to leave the house, leave this, leave that. Where to go? After that, God knows what happened. I did not know. Suddenly, I heard some sound and light was on. Thank you. So what does it mean? Again, it means when the light went off, now you started looking for, or you can say feeling the absence of it. In fact, we say Abhava Tattva is called Vedanta. It's a very beautiful point to understand. Abhava Tattvam, Abhava means absence. Abhava Tattvam, the reality, the absence of reality, you can say, is, I made a mistake, it's the other way. The truth of absence, or you can say, Tattva means absence-ness. Better word, absence-ness is called Vedanta, or where the absence-ness is highlighted, better word, where the absence-ness, the truth of absence, better word. Tattva means truth, because I see, can you see how if you do not translate carefully, everything is misunderstood. The truth of absence is called Vedanta. How is it possible? You can see how it happens. That absence of abhava, of krodha, anger, is called Shanti. Abhava of bandha, bondage, is called moksha. Also, abhava of manah, mind, called shanti. And you can add many other points. But here the problem is, even though abhava tattva, the truth that is expressed where, what is the truth? The truth of abhava, absence, where it is being presented as Vedanta. But remember, abhava by itself is not the truth either. The absence by itself is not shanti. Can you see this point? Unfortunately, these Buddhist people, they took this abhava tattvam as the truth, that non-existence, nothingness becomes the truth for them. That is called misunderstanding. That you have to be very careful. Abhava tattvam and abhavatvam. So there is little difference. So when it talks about this, so Vedanta definitely starts talking about how one should understand one's own self. Like we say very carefully, when you look at especially Vedanta, generally people think Vedanta is going to teach, oh sorry, I made a mistake, this is my teaching, our teaching. Vedanta is going to fulfill my problem. As though Vedanta is a book of solutions. Remember, Vedanta never fulfills, never gives a solution in my life. That one has to understand very carefully. Because, first of all, if the problem is in the external world, then only Vedanta can give you solutions. When the problem is in me, not with me, in me, then how can Vedanta give you solution? The job of Vedanta is to throw some light upon you. Hey, look, there is nothing called problem. Problem is in you, and you need to look for solution in you. Because if people start looking solutions in Vedanta, this is what problem with these spiritual seekers. They think, I am tired of this external world. Life is full of problems. Now let me go to a Swami. Let me go to a spiritual leader to resolve, to get rid of all my problems. Remember, as you have your own problem, I have also my own problem. If you have your own samsara, I have also my own samsara. Let us not share each other's samsara with each other. Remember this very carefully. So, looking for solutions through the Vedanta is a wrong approach. But remember, Vedanta Shastra highlights that why there is a problem and what is the problem. Then only you can really understand it very carefully. That's why we say that Vedanta Shastra highlights, these are the technical differences I am highlighting today. Because of Ajnana, I have a problem. Generally, translation of Ajnana means what? absence of jnanam, or means negative. So absence of jnanam, jnanam means knowledge, okay? Absence of jnanam is called ajnanam. Is it true? Here everything goes wrong. Whole Vedanta goes to the ducks. So ajnana is not absence of jnana. Because what is jnana? Satchid ananda iti. Satyam jnanam anantam brahma. All are synonymous. That which exists all the time. We say, avadhita jnana janakam. That which is not subject to go through any sort of negation. That is called jnana. That means it has to exist in 3 periods of time. And which can exist in 3 periods of time? Remember, that which is everywhere. So if that is everywhere, then where is ajnanam? Can ajnanam be different from jnanam? Can ajnanam exist away from jnanam? Impossible. So ajnanam is not absence of jnanam. Please understand. This is what problem we all have. You think I have a problem because of the absence of knowledge. No. Ajnanam means here apurna jnanam iti. The knowledge that is not adequate. Can you see this point? So inadequate knowledge is called ajnanam, ignorance. Never ever translate ignorance means absence of knowledge. So ignorance, ajnanam, is nothing but called inadequate knowledge. Apurna jnanam iti. So the Vedanta makes sure to see that the jnanam, what you think as ajnanam, is nothing but really called inadequate knowledge. And once this inadequate knowledge is being addressed, and of course, you see the Vedanta or you see the truth. That's why the job of Vedanta, again, who should approach to Vedanta? Generally people think, yes, a person who is really fed up of anything and everything should approach Vedanta. There are versions, okay? So if you are fed up of anything and everything, don't worry. After some time when you come to Vedanta, you will also get fed up with Vedanta. If not with Vedanta, the one who teaches Vedanta, you will be fed up of him or her, okay? Because this is the truth. How long? That's why we look at very carefully. Vedanta does not give you anything and never look anything from Vedanta either. Because through Vedanta, we say very carefully that if you want to really look at or you want to get your desires to be fulfilled, you want to get your desire to be fulfilled, or you want to address your desires, Vedanta is not right thing to do. Because Vedanta never helps you to fulfill your desire. In fact, Vedanta always highlights to look at the desirer, not the desires. Because the more you start looking at the one who desires, the more you are eligible for Vedanta. So we always very carefully say, why I ask the question, not this desire to be fulfilled, that desire did not get fulfilled, why it happened, how it happened. No. We always ask the question, why me is desiring? And what is that me? So the desirer is being addressed all the time in Vedanta Shastra. That's why this Vedanta to be studied very carefully. Even though many people talk differently, we also need to understand. Generally, this jnana pravaha we call as nityam. So pravaha means the flow. So flow of knowledge we called as nitya, eternal. That technically we say pravaha nityatvam iti. So eternally it keeps flowing like Gangavat, like Ganges. Not like any, rain-fed river. However, when it talks about pravaha nityatvam, technically, generally I don't talk this point, but though this is Vedanta, I have to talk this point. Generally, we have two types of jnana pravaham. So when it says two types of jnana pravaham, in fact, also there is some type of parampara. So one we say, based on this Vedanta Shastra, what we call as from Guru to Sishya, it keeps flowing. Other one also we bring, that is called Siddha Parampara. So in Siddha Parampara, you cannot ask much question. There also, Siddha means from sadhana, the person becomes Siddha. So sadhana means, please understand, to achieve something you need to have a means. Sadhana means means. So the one who follows the means then accomplishes whatever wants to accomplish. Once you accomplish, an accomplished person is called Siddha. And that person also hands over the knowledge. There is a Siddha Parampara, especially in Tamil Nadu, and of course we have in Kashmir Siddha Parampara, Saivite group are there. Lot of people are there in different places. So there also we need to be very careful. When these two types of parampara continues mainly, now with reference to this jnana parampara that we are talking today, here Shruti becomes Pramana. The Veda becomes means of knowledge. That's why it's called Vedanta. So that means the Vedanta Shastra is nothing but it is the words of the Shruti. Whereas it comes with reference to Siddha Parampara. So there Shruti is not Pramana. But there they rely upon mainly on their anubhava, on their experience. This is the difference. So when they completely rely upon what? Relying upon this experience, and they continue. That's why sometimes it becomes very subjective, sometimes also misunderstood. But the jnanam continues. Please understand. So that's why to have jnanam, either I can approach jnana parampara or can approach Siddha Parampara. Please understand. But while approaching Siddha Parampara, there is a possibility of me being understood. Not me, the knowledge, the me, that is me, will be misunderstood. Because there is no proper methodology of teaching, there is no objectivity at all. And moreover, me being a subjective person with a lot of problems, when I follow the Siddha Parampara, only I will enhance, speed up my approach towards more subjectivity. That's why when a person approaches Siddha Parampara, which is very easy, convenient, goes more nuts. But that parampara, that tradition also continues. So here we are talking about Jnana Parampara, the Vedanta Shastra. And interestingly, here is being talked this Vedanta Dindima. Here Dindima means generally called drum. In fact, drum has got a big significance in, especially in puja, in devotion. Every temple, if you go in India, we have drum. Any celebration you do, there is a drum. Almost every religion somewhere or other connected to the drum. Even if nowadays all the youngsters have also drums, okay? Dun, 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 dun. Interestingly, I have observed one thing. The sound of the drum creates some type of vibration in the heart. In fact, during puja time, when the drum beat is there, whatever emotions you have there, that literally accelerates. During a celebration time, if there is a drum, that celebration emotion accelerates. Of course, announcement, like when a king wants to announce something those days, also a drum fellow will go hit, and after that will announce. So that means again also that particular emotions is being accelerated. Can you see this point? So the drum job is to accelerate whatever emotions, whatever understandings that you have. So here Vedanta Dindima means the words of the Shruti. Vedanta means Shruti, Veda. Now the Upanishadic teaching, the essence of Vedanta or Upanishadic teaching starts announcing, starts proclaiming, and which is presented in the word called Dindima. So that means we'll be seeing throughout this text that it will say, Iti Vedanta Dindima. Thus, this is the proclamation of Vedanta. This is being declared in scriptures. This is the essence of the teaching. You can take it anyway. So because almost every verse ends with Iti Vedanta Dindima, that's why this text is called Vedanta Dindima. Not only that, interestingly, the first verse itself starts with Vedanta Dindimaha Tattvamekam Udghosayanti Yat. So not only every verse, like we have Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Mudhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati, Dinkrinch Karane. Because that Bhaja Govindam starts with Bhaja Govindam, so that the text was called Bhaja Govindam. And we have Ishavasya Upanishad, Ishavasya Idagum Sarvam, Yat Kinchit. So because it starts with Isha, so that's why Ishavasya Upanishad. So sometimes, many times, Kena Upanishad also same thing, Kene. So when a text starts with one particular word, sometimes we name that text after that. Here, interestingly, both way, this word starts with, this text starts with Vedanta Dindima, and also every verse ends with Iti Vedanta Dindima. And we have 94 verses. Interestingly, we'll try to see very carefully, and I'm sure it will be a good journey for all of us together, and we will see how we are traveling. More of it we'll see tomorrow. Please close your eyes.